Battlefield Portal, the brand new mode just announced by EA, in addition to Battlefield 2042. And believe me, this is a game changer. There's no pun intended with the EA Game Changers program. This is going to be a necessary addition to games going forward, especially in the FPS genre. Once you hear all the information about what Battlefield Portal actually is, you're going to be blown away by this, and it's going to change the landscape of gaming forever. Stay tuned, I'll give you all the information about Battlefield 2042's Portal mode in this video, trying to cover off everything we know so far. Battlefield Portal is one of the three main elements that you're going to class as part of Battlefield 2042. We've got All-Out Warfare, which was the first reveal, which is going back to the modes of Conquest and Breakthrough with up to 128 players, all utilising the Battlefield 2042 modes, maps, weapons, vehicles, specialists. We've got Hazard Zone, an all-new high-stakes squad-based game type, but we still don't really know exactly what that is, and hopefully we'll find out about that soon. And now we've got Battlefield Portal. They said this was going to be a love letter to all of the Battlefield fans, and Ripple Effect Studios, who are the people developing this, have honestly come up with something truly unique and brilliant. So what is it? Well, put it this way. If you imagine a playground mode that you may have seen in other games like Fortnite or Dirt 5, where you can literally create your own areas, your own maps, your own games. Well, it's that, but in so much more depth. And I'll tell you that, honestly, what I've seen so far, it's truly incredible, and it's going to give the community so much power, so much access, so much ability to create the most amazing content. And for content creators, honestly, this is a dream for anyone that is going to cover Battlefield 2042. So Battlefield Portal is going to incorporate 7 maps from the All-Out Warfare, but in addition to that, it's actually going to have 6 classic maps from previous games that have been optimized for next-gen quality and graphics, including. So this is going to cover Battle of the Bulge and El Alamein from Battlefield 1942, Arica Harbor and Valparaiso from Battlefield Bad Company 2, and Caspian Border and Noshaar Canals from Battlefield 3. And these are just the beginning. From what we know, all Battlefield games are on the table. All maps from all of those games are on the table. That means the weapons, the vehicles, the characters, all of the different places that you could go to in these games can be available going forwards, in theory, in Battlefield Portal. Now, players experiencing the Portal on PC and Gen 5 consoles, so PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, will be able to experience all of this in 128 player matches, all on crossplay. And then anyone on Xbox One or PlayStation 4 will be doing all of this with 64 players. At the start, as we launch this, more than 40 weapons from the 3 different game genres, or the theatres of war. Believe me, the M1 Garand is going to be back, the Panzerschreck, the G3, M416, and so much more. And of course, added to all of this is also the inclusion of all the Battlefield 2042 All-Out Warfare arsenal. So you can almost see yourself already thinking to yourself, well, does that mean I can pit people with an M1 Garand versus people with a brand new weapon that's only just been released in Battlefield 2042? Yes, you can. There's over 40 vehicles from, again, all of the different theatres of war. The Spitfire, the B-17 Bomber are going to make their return. But that's also going to be alongside things like the Quad Bike and the Little Bird, plus, of course, all of the vehicles that are in Battlefield 2042. There's over 30 gadgets. Things like reconnaissance items such as the MAV and radio beacon will be available. The defib, EOD bot, and then, of course, again, everything from Battlefield 2042. Honestly, the more you look into this, the more you think about what's actually going to be feasible and possible with this. It just makes you think your creative juices and your creative mind are going to go to a whole new level. The return of factions as well to Battlefield Portal will also mean that you'll be bringing back soldier archetypes as you know them to be within the relevant titles. So an example, Battlefield 3's Assault Engineer Support and Recon will all make their return in Battlefield Portal alongside all of the specialists from 2042. So 6 classic maps: Battle of the Bulge, El Alamein, Arica Harbor, Valparaiso, Caspian Border, Noshaar Canals, plus 7 of the all-out warfare maps: Kaleidoscope, Manifest, Orbital, Discarded, Renewal, Hourglass, and Breakaway. So 13 maps from day one that you can make your very own playground. Not bad. With more being added as the seasons progress and as the game, I guess, kind of like, and this whole portal kind of like expands. There's so much option here, but don't forget all of the classic maps have been reworked with destruction. So that's going to make a huge difference to playing some of those classics as well. So at launch, players will be able to relive some of the greatest battles from Battlefield history in this new mode. There'll be a suggested playlist that the Battlefield team will pull together. And then there's going to be community experiences where players are going to be able to create and share their very own customized game modes. Finding a game that's going to be right for you is simple as browsing a rotating series of featured games or a wide variety of games that have been built by your peers. Now, when it comes to the builder, one question I did ask and got clarified is, you don't have to own Battlefield 2042 to create these experiences. You will need an EA account, but apart from that, you can go in and create these. If you're a great builder and you don't really want to actually play the games, which will be a bit sad, because you'll probably definitely want to play your creations, you don't need to actually own Battlefield 2042 to be a part of this creativity process. So you're going to have this huge, what they're going to be classing as like a toy box or a toolbox that you can basically, within the builder, you can change the settings and the logic using advanced logic editor as well, where you can literally pretty much change anything. Which weapons you're going to use, which armies are going to be included, are there vehicles, how much health is going to be taken from each shot that you basically hit, are headshots a one-shot kill, can you create a gun game, can you create different types of modes of bots versus tanks or engineers versus assault. You can literally, honestly, just think of anything you would want to create, and this is what I mean about a big change in the first-person shooter genre. Games these days will launch and then over time they'll add new playlists, but there's always things that you would want to edit and change. This is where everything is down to you. You can customize maps, the mode settings in theory for that as well, factions, mobility, visibility, the arsenal, the scale, the team select, weapon, gadgets, vehicle restrictions. Once you see the more in-depth view, and I'm sure many people will do videos around the logic editor and the builder, it's just insane as to how much in-depth information you can put into all of this. It's a mode that I am very excited to play the community creations. I'll be honest, it's probably not the sort of thing that I will go in depth with in creating these modes, but I know there are so many people out there that have got the most ingenious brains that will be able to create some of the most epic experiences. And I think that's what the Battlefield team want to see as well. They're going to highlight the best of the best out there. They're going to highlight people that have created these most incredible modes. We've seen a few from the reveal trailer where you've got kind of like RPGs versus snipers. You've got the Germans from 1942 versus kind of like the more recent specialist US faction or the NOPATs. So it just shows already that I think the Battlefield team are so excited to see exactly what is going to come from this as well. So overall, Battlefield Portal, I'm extremely excited to see what this is going to bring. It's definitely the next generation of Battlefield, but also the next generation of first-person shooter gaming. And I just can't wait to play it. I cannot wait to create or play epic creations. And I'll hopefully be able to share a lot of these with you as well as we go through this journey. I've got to say a huge thank you to EA and the Game Changers program for giving me all the information to share with you today. And thanks to the Battlefield team for creating what looks like something that is going to have a very long, or a longevity to it. Most of these games these days, you expect to get like a year out of them and then move on to the next one. But I think this is where Battlefield is starting with, and we still don't know what Hazard Zone is. We've got All Out Warfare. We've now got Battlefield Portal. I cannot wait to see what is next. And huge props to the Battlefield team for putting this in there and giving the community the opportunity to kind of just create whatever they want without any boundaries. There's nothing that's going to, the balancing is not going to be down to Battlefield to do. It's going to be down to the community to balance these maps. So, huge things to look forward to. Roll on later on this year when we can actually see more of this Battlefield Portal. Thank you for your time. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Let me know what you think of Battlefield and Battlefield Portal down below in the comments. Is this really a game changer? For me, it is.